Hey guys, JonxedBuun here. And today we're heading out to Hoenn to see how fast we can get through that region. So let's hop on the boat, go see our mom, and see if we can find our inattentive father. We'll be sweeping through this region similarly to our other region guides with Porygon Z alone. We'll need a few supporting 8 gem friends and a stealth rocker to speed us through, but Porygon will be clearing the battles in this region for us all by itself. As we come up to the professor and try to save him from this wild Zigzagoon, let's take a look at the team we're going to be bringing. I'll start with our first supporting mon, and that'll be Xatu, since we're going to be using it very early in the run. We entered the Oldale Town PC to grab our team and set up the teleport location. And now, right after battling our rival, we could just teleport right back because Xatu has the move teleport. This will save us a bit of time as we head back to Little Root Town. I recommend bringing Xatu for this because it also has Fly and can learn Defog, so it'll be useful in our next region clear, Sinnoh. As we work our way into Petalburg City and finally find our estranged father, let's take a look at the build we're going to be using. If you haven't seen the other region guides, our Porygon build is just going to be 31 special attack and 31 speed IV, with 252 special attack and speed EV along with modest nature. You probably don't actually need 31s in both IVs, but I like the green numbers, so I'm going to stick with that. Since we need to keep it below level 21 to start the region with, you have 3 options for your EV training. First, you could get yourself a training link from the RP shop and EV train without leveling that way. Secondly, and this is probably my most recommended method, is just hire an EV training service. These are pretty cheap, usually about 20k to get fully EV trained, and you'll save yourself a lot of money compared to buying the training link. You need to EV train a lot of Pokemon to make the training link worth it. Or 3, you can get a full team and 5 EXP shares to split the EXP along all your team, and try to go for some low level hordes to keep the EXP to a minimum. Rattata and Spearow hordes on Route 4 for speed, and Magnemite on Route 6 in Kanto work, however they're very slow because they're 1 EV and 3x hordes, so this method can take a long time. Magnemite also has Sturdy, so you'll need a Mold Breaker Pokemon for that as well. The moveset you're going to want for Porygon is Tri-Attack, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, and Nasty Plot. I changed out Thunderbolt for Ice Beam compared to my previous region videos because I think it has better coverage overall. Thunderbolt still probably works, but I think Ice Beam is just better across all the regions in my experience as I've tested it more. A nice benefit to Porygon as a Storymon runner is that when you rebreed it, it'll carry forward all 3 of the attacking moves, and you can learn Nasty Plot for free if you evolve it into Porygon Z at level 1. Just make sure to level it before doing any training, otherwise you'll need to buy the expensive 30k Nasty Plot TM. It'll also need the adaptability ability, otherwise you'll get slowed down by the download procs, and also the adaptability gives it a huge 50% boost to its Tri-Attack. You can use an ability pill to change the ability here if you don't get lucky on the ability roll. The combo of adaptability and stab basically makes Tri-Attack super effective against any neutral target, and neutral against anything that is not effective against. I like Silk Scarf to boost this even further, but you could definitely use Wise Glasses to boost the other moves as well. Try using Shadow Ball and Ice Beam as much as possible against weaker targets to save on PP of Tri-Attack. Speaking of PP, you'll probably want some items to support this run and cut down on your PC trips. As we finish up cutting through Dewford and move our way through Slateport and on to Mauville, let's take a look at the items that we need to make this run as efficient as possible. You can definitely just stop at the PCs more often if you don't want to bring these along, and you'll see me doing that in my run too, but you can speed it along even further if you have some Leppas to top up your PP. I also recommend having a handful of revives and some hyper potions and maybe regular potions just in case Porygon goes down at any time. This will allow you to save a fight if it goes down for any reason. I also recommend having some status heal items such as antidotes, paralyze heals, ice heals, those kind of things, and you'll need a few Chople Berries throughout the run. It's also good to have some Lumberries on hand, and make sure you equip your next party member with one of these. As we work through this very complicated Mauville puzzle and take our next badge, let's take a look at our next party member. You're not going to use this guy too often, however he is going to be a lifesaver in certain situations. Our next one is Sudowoodo. Bonsly and Geodude work as well, but you need to have the Sturdy ability and Stealth Rocks. The reason I recommend Sudowoodo and Geodude are because they can also learn Sucker Punch, which means if the Sash user comes out first, the rocks won't break it, so we'll have to follow up with a Sucker Punch to ensure that all the Sashes are broken. Sudowoodo learns these moves naturally by leveling, so that's definitely your easiest option here. None of the other stats or levels matter on this one, since Sturdy will ensure that you set up rocks even if you're against a much stronger opponent. You should definitely keep a Lumberry on this too, as you'll see later in the run, it definitely came in a huge clutch in a very important fight. You can also put Dig on this mon to get out of caves quicker, otherwise grab some escape ropes to take along with you. Before we get into the next members of the team, here's a great example of using teleport to get quickly back to Mauville town. This saves us a lot of time compared to running all the way back like we'd usually do in a normal run. We're going to leave Mauville town as our teleport location for now, as you'll see we'll be teleporting back to it again soon. Make sure you try not to enter any other PCs throughout the run, which is why it's nice to have some potions and leppas so that you can save your teleport location and not have to run around as often. The only other members you're going to need on your team are some HM friends. Any HM friends work, but I just get 2 Bibarels and teach them Cut, Surf, Strength, Waterfall, Rock Smash, and Dive. Those are all the HMs you're going to need for this run. If you do this run for yourself, check out the guide in the description. I added in checkboxes so you can make a copy of it yourself and you can keep track of your progress as you go. Otherwise, just follow along with mine and remember where you're at. I also added a bunch of maps in this for the more complex areas of the region. I'll show them off in the video as well, but if you want a quick reference, they are in that document. I figured that's a little easier than my previous region guides where it's all written instruction. These I found to be a little bit hard to navigate with, which is why I added in the maps for easier navigation. As a quick aside, if you're interested in getting the EXP share, this is an optional place to go, but if you go up to the top of the Devon Goods building and talk to the guy at the top of the hat, he will give you the EXP share. These are really valuable either to be sold on the GTL, or if you're going to be doing gym reruns using this character, it might be worthwhile having this if you're going to be using a 5-mon team. Check out my gym rerun team, which uses 5 mons and an EXP share in the top corner of your screen. If you're just trying to blast through the region and don't care about the money from the EXP share or the use of it, then you could just skip this part. And as we finally get back to our estranged father and give him the beating he deserves for abandoning us, we're going to see once again why having Mauville is so useful as our teleport location. As we leave here, we're going to get brought into a house, and then when we leave, after getting Surf, we're going to be able to be right back at Mauville instead of running all the way back through Petalburg again. Here's another optional part to the run where if you're going to be doing gym reruns here, you're going to need to do this part. This is a very easy side quest you can do for him. You just talk to the gym leader in the center of Mauville town and he'll give you the key. You go south, you enter New Mauville, this underground area, you just press a couple buttons, use Dig to get out, and then go talk to him again. From then on, he'll be in his regular gym rerun location. Again, if you're not going to be doing gym reruns on this character, this isn't a big deal, you can skip right past it. However, if you plan on doing gym reruns on this character, you're going to need to make sure that you do this location if you want to fight Watson in the gym rerun. As we work through the Team Aqua members at the Weather Institute, let's get back to the trainers noted in the written guide. In case you didn't know, there are some trainers that will fight you only if they're facing you, and they spin around as they stand in their spot. If you try to run or bike past them while they're turned away, they will turn to face you immediately. You'll need to walk past these, so you'll have to get off your bike, stop running, and then time the walk past when they aren't looking. Keep an eye out for these on the run, and watch out for where they're noted in the written guide. You'll see in my run, I get caught by these guys a few times too. I'm not going for a world record speed run here, but if that's something that you are looking to do, then this is something that you'll really need to pay attention to. Other than that, it should be pretty straightforward to follow along with the run. So after we take out our rival here, we're just going to move on to Four Trees City. You'll see there's actually a pathway on the right where you can avoid all the trainers on this path. So make sure you do that. We're going to go into the PC also to set our teleport location. We do have Fly at this point from the rival battle, however we can't use it outside of battle. So we're going to use the teleport. We can take out the Kecleon block in the gym. There are 2 trainers in this gym that we have to take out. Again, Porygon Z doing its awesome job taking them all out. With Ice Beam, this flying gym should be a breeze. You just take them all out. I'd recommend using Ice Beam for most of them, however, Tri-Attack is also there if you want to balance out your PP. Porygon will take a bit of damage in this gym, so you can go back, heal up, or just use your potions, whatever you prefer. As we move on here, there's another spot of long grass that you might not even notice, so watch out for that you can walk and avoid all the trainers on that path. We're going to take literally just a step into Lily Cove City just to unlock the Fly location so that we can come back to it later. We get caught by a trainer here, make sure you're really careful walking by them, otherwise you get stuck. We're going to surf down to Mount Pyre, and now we got a whole bunch of Team Aqua members to take out. At this point, I will mention that if you notice there's some weird skips and jumps in the recording, even though I'm running it at a high speed, you may notice that the time jumps around. That's because I didn't actually sit down and do this all in one recording. I did this in about 8 different parts. A lot of the time I get distracted and pulled away from my computer, so I can't actually do it all in one recording. So I just stitched them together for this run. It's not an official speed run or anything like that, but I just wanted to make sure that I address that so that you guys know what's going on. As we move on, we're going to go through Team Magma and find our way to Groudon and the Team Magma leader. There's a lot of trainers in here we gotta fight, unfortunately, and there's lots that we can avoid, but for the most part, we're just gonna have to battle our way through. There's a PP Max hidden in this room, so I would recommend grabbing that since it is a pretty valuable item. Again, Porygon is doing his thing. We don't even need any nasty plots, no rocks throughout this whole area. We're just going to go through one-hitting everything with our Tri-Attack or Ice Beam or Shadow Ball, whatever you can do. This is a good spot to have some Lepa Berries, maybe some potions, just in case. Even the leader here, we don't actually need any rocks or nasty plot. We're just going to wipe him out really easily with some Tri-Attacks and an Ice Beam for the Crobat. After that, we just dig our way out and fly back to Slateport City, where we catch up with Team Aqua, and we make our way out to the Team Aqua headquarters. This area is where you can go get the Master Ball. I think this is technically optional, however, I would highly recommend just getting the Master Ball. Just go through the teleporters as shown, and get the Master Ball, and then you got it. This one's nice and easy to get. You don't have to fight any trainers or anything like that. It's a really easy Master Ball pickup. Continuing on, we're just going to avoid as many of these trainers as we can. Just like in the Team Magma hideout, there are a lot of trainers that we will have to fight through. However, watch out for the ones that you can walk past or avoid it by any means. After we wipe them out, we're just going to make our way out of here. We can't dig out of this one, so we do have to run out. And we're going to start swimming out to Mossdeep. Watch out as you're passing through here. We don't want to get caught by the swimmers. There's one that you have to fight for sure. And then we're going to go straight into the gym. This gym's really easy to wipe. However, there are a ton of trainers that you have to fight, unfortunately, on your way. I think there's about 5 trainers that we have to sweep out of this gym. Careful when you're pressing the buttons that you don't accidentally step on them to fight extra trainers, but make your way through the puzzles, and then you can just cleanly sweep through. This gym battle's a little bit weird because it is a double battle, and they will always have a different varying lead. If you see Solrock come out, just always leave Solrock for the end. Other than that, if you use a high level Pokemon, it can actually help speed things up a little bit more because you get less level up prompts. However, I just throw my Sudowoodo in here, get some rocks down, try to do a little bit of damage with him, and if something happens where you're in the double battle, so sometimes you take an extra hit or something like that, then use Sudowoodo's turn to heal up, or revive if you have to. Making our way out, we're going to heal up at the PC, or again, you could just do potions if you prefer, and we're going to make our way back to the Team Magma Tower. Working with Steven, we're going to take out the leader at this tower. Again, another kind of weird, awkward double battle. Double battles are always weird when you're using one Pokemon because you can only target one thing. So sometimes you get hit a couple extra times. So again, if you have some backup Pokemon, that can be helpful. However, this one's pretty easy to make it through. Try to choose whatever you think Steven's going to not attack so that you don't double up into the same Pokemon. Porygon makes it through, we clear it with Steven, heal up, and then we gotta get our Dive HM. We're gonna go down, I've marked it on the map as shown, and you're just gonna go straight down here, and then we're gonna continue in to the Team Aqua headquarters. This is where Kyogre is. So we're gonna take out the Team Aqua and free Kyogre from his hideout. All the solutions to the strength puzzles are noted in the document in the description, so check those out if you're ever stuck. Again, that document is really good for navigating through this whole region. From here, we don't even need to dig our way out. They take us right out, and we're going to continue on northwest all the way over to Sootopolis City. We see the two legendaries go battle, and then we're just going to go to Steven, and he's going to take us over to Wally. And this is where you got to pay a little bit of attention to the prompt. You got to make sure you choose Sky Pillar, and we're going to make our way down to Sky Pillar. You're going to have to pay a lot of attention to try to make sure that you don't run into any swimmers as you're making your way over to Sky Pillar. There's a whole bunch of them swimming around, so just avoid them best you can. We got free Rayquaza, and now all three legendaries are free. You got to talk to the Team Aqua and Magma leaders before you fight the Sootopolis gym. So talk to them, make your way through the puzzle here. Again, the solution is noted here and on the document. And we're going to want to make sure we set up rocks and nasty plot for this gym battle. From there, we just sweep it nice and easy as usual. We make our way out. We're going to head back to Mossdeep and then south as we go towards Victory Road. As we enter Victory Road, you're going to want to make sure you're ready for this Wally fight. He does have a sturdy user with Magnezone and has some pretty durable Pokemon, especially with Magnezone having nothing be effective against it. Tri-Attack will still break through it, even without a Silk Scarf. I still have my Chopo Berry equipped here, and after a nasty plot, you'll break through them all with no problems. Continuing on, there's going to be a few trainers you have to fight along the way, and Flash definitely helps getting through this cave. Here's the map on how to navigate through this and all the trainers that you'll have to fight along the way. It's pretty quick to make it through this cave once you know how to navigate through it. So just follow along the map, fight the trainers in your way, and it should be pretty straightforward to cut through. Watch out here, after this trainer, you'll see under the bridge there are two trainers on the left, and if you get caught by them, they will slow you down a lot. And now we're ready for the Elite Four. The first Elite Four is super easy, you don't even need any setup. The only one that's going to hit you is Cacturne since it has a Focus Sash, but other than that you'll just OHKO everything, and Cacturne won't do enough damage to actually cause any problems. Coming into the next one, they're a little bit more durable with the Ghost Trainer, so we're going to need a nasty plot, but we don't even need rocks for this one. We'll sweep through every time just with one nasty plot. Following into the Ice Trainer here, we won't want to set up rocks for this one, and you can set up a nasty plot if you want to be safe. However, in my runs, I usually just go straight through it. Worst case, you might need to heal up with a revive, but you can clear this one pretty easily. Here's a good example of a run where it's important to have the revives and potions. You see Porygon go down here because of the explosion and then a follow-up hit, so I just use a revive. Sometimes you might want to heal him up in addition to that, but here I just healed him and it was totally fine to continue. And finally, Drake the Dragon Trainer. Without any setup, you can take him out easy with Ice Beam. The only one is Kingdra will survive and hit you back, but the most he'll do with Draco Meteor is about 50%, so there's no issues there. Coming into Wally the Champion, this is where the Lumberry really shows its strength. Gyarados comes out with an Ice Fang and freezes Sudowoodo on the rocks. The Lumberry saves him and allows us to sweep this for a clean victory. So make sure you have those Lumberries on that Sudowoodo, otherwise I would have had to do some swapping around, revive up to get those rocks out. And with that, we have cleared the champion of Hoenn. After you talk to the professor and finish up the story dialogue, if you head back to your mom, she'll actually give you an amulet coin. So this is awesome if you're planning on using this character for gym reruns. That's the main reason I recommend doing Hoenn, especially since I've been getting into multi-gym rerunning. Check out my gym rerun guide if you haven't yet, since it's so easy to do multi-runs with. And with that, that's Hoenn complete in 2 hours and 22 minutes. Let me know how fast you can get it in the comments below. I'm curious to see if anyone can get it below 2 hours. While you're on your way down there, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more PokeMMO content just like this. The Sinnoh guide will be coming soon, followed by Kanto after that. If you want to go above and beyond, there is that join button there where you can join to be a member for as little as $1 a month. Thank you so much to all of our current supporters and the Twitch subscribers for their additional support. And with all that done, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.